It's an SEC showdown on Rocky Top as we get you ready for Game 2 between the 7th-ranked Tennessee Lady Vols and the South Carolina Gamecocks under the Friday Night Lights. Welcome into Sherry Parker Lee Stadium alongside the former Tennessee Lady Vol Riley West. I'm Jill Jelnick. Tennessee and South Carolina came into this series both eager to get their offenses on track. It was the Lady Vols that came through yesterday in Game 1. They did it with the long ball, and they did it by taking advantage of mistakes.
Softball is a game of inches, but the SEC, that means it's a game of centimeters. And that was the difference between the win and loss yesterday, was Tennessee punished the mistake pitches of the South Carolina pitchers.
Those mistakes were costly. 3 solo home runs for the Tennessee Lady Vols. Not only were they bringing the fireworks, they were bringing all the momentum with the Big Orange.
It started with Emma Clark punishing a changeup left over the heart of the plate, which is something that Tennessee struggled with. Then Alana Leach from the left side, able to hit with power to both sides. Started off the game a home run to right field, then let a ball travel deeper in the zone, driving it to left center.
You mentioned Alana Leach, 2 of those solo home runs. It's not summer yet, Riley. She's seeing beach balls at the plate right now.
She absolutely is, but that hasn't started this week. It started a few weeks ago, and she's forcing Karen Weekly right now to pencil her name in the lineup.
South Carolina hitters only able to get 3 hits yesterday off Tennessee. They will try to turn things around today, but they'll have to do it against the ace in the circle, 2-time defending SEC Pitcher of the Year, Carlin Pickens.
And Carlin Pickens yesterday was just on fire. And you can see with South Carolina's numbers, leaving runners on base, that was because Carlin was changing speed so effectively with the high heat, 70 plus, and then working low 60s with her changeup.
South Carolina looking to get it going here. Top of the first is Quincy Lilio. Takes first pitch strike. Pickens, the hardest thrower in the game. She came in yesterday in relief, top of the third, and was dealing, struck out 4. As Lilio takes a ball, evens the count 1-1. Lilio yesterday 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. That one run scored was walked in by Tennessee. And that was the lone run for the Gamecocks. You mentioned, Riley, when it comes to trying to hit Carlin Pickens, not an easy thing to do because her velo. What's the key?
The key for South Carolina today is to go in the box, picking a pitch. You can see the low 70s with her drop ball, and then that changeup is in the 60s. So if I'm a South Carolina hitter, I'm stepping in the box knowing the speed I'm looking for, and that kind of shrinks the zone for me.
Lilio with a miss hit down the line. Easy out for Tennessee. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Gamecocks starting lineup. As a team, they're hitting .311 right now. Several hitters you want to be careful of, most of them in that top of the lineup, including Carly Shelton at the plate right now.
And when I look at that lineup, the player who stuck out to me the most in the previous weeks as well as yesterday night was Jamie McKay. One of those players that slowly worked her way in the lineup. She originally was coming to the team to kind of be a relief or a backup catcher. And same with Alana Leach on the other side of the ball of forcing coach to ride her in. She came in first batter against Carlin Pickens, and she hit a line drive shot. Ella Dodge made a diving catch, but that's who I have circled on my lineup if I'm Tennessee, is Jamie McKay.
Shelton gets a piece of this one, grounder towards first, no problem for Clark. Both outs from Clark so far, 2 down, top of the first.
And Carlin Pickens is challenging these left-handed batters on that inside corner. It makes it so hard for them to get their barrel out in front. They have got to get that front foot down and start their hips. If I'm them, I'm gonna cheat with my hips, force my hands to catch up with them.
Ariana Rohde fouls off the first pitch from Pickens. Rohde leads the team in home runs with 7. Was 0 for 2 yesterday with an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. Also a patient hitter at the plate. Team high 35 walks. Fouls this one off, so 2 quick strikes on Rohde.
And that's why yesterday Carlin Pickens was so effective. She was getting these batters to get in counts where she could throw her pitcher's pitches, whether that be a ball off the plate working that drop or even a changeup lower in the zone.
In the dirt for ball 1. Rohde, one of the most powerful bats on the team, just had her 50th career home run last month. placing her 10th among active NCAA players in career homers. But Pickens is not so fast, my friend. Strikes out the final out of the inning. Pickens dealing early in this one.
Pickens picking up where she left off yesterday, starting with the hard, but then going for the change on the strikeout.
South Carolina senior right-hander Jory Hurd in the circle today for game 2 for the Gamecocks. The ace for South Carolina, when she's on, she is dealing.
And that's when her changeup is working best. She's heavy with the curveball and a rise ball. You can see there, high 60s, able to tunnel those pitches well. But I think when her changeup is working and she's able to use effective velocities, she's a really tough to drive the ball to the right side with that curve.
Just appeared in last Monday's game against Mississippi State, suffered the loss, allowing 3 runs, 1 earned in an inning of relief. Trying to set the tone here, game 2 of their series against Tennessee. His first pitch comes in as a ball to Sophia Knight. Taking a look at the Lady Vols lineup. Alana Leach hitting .348. She's a hitter you want to keep an eye on, but it's the hitters in front of her that want to set the table to get things going. Knight right back to Hurd, and Hurd with a quick toss for out number 1.
And for her to get that leadoff out, it's always important to get the leadoff out, but we just highlighted Alana Leach and her power. If Sophia Knight is on, she can create havoc on the bases. So her just being athletic, a little PFP action right back at her, and then uses her legs to help her with that toss to first.
Ella Dodge now will try to set the table for the Lady Vols. Hurd catches the inside corner for a strike. Dodge yesterday 1 for 3 with a single to center field in the 5th. Seeing the ball well as a sophomore. One of several Lady Vols hitting over 300. Shows bunt, it goes foul.
I haven't seen Ella Dodge do that much this season of coming around to bunt, but it's just very smart from her because the corners are respecting her power and they're back. So if she can drop a bunt in front of them, use her athleticism, use that speed to get down the line for a base runner for Alana Leach behind her. But with her bat and her average right now of her being able to hit for power, that's just a really smart move to try and flip things on this defense.
Down on the count 0-2. Hurd tries to go upstairs with a rise ball, but misses. Count now 1-2. Hurd recently just eclipsed 300 career strikeouts in her most recent game on Monday against Mississippi State. As she gets Dodge to roll over one, hustling over to first is Rhodey. She makes the put out. 2 down.
And that's what you call a foot race at first. But for Rhodey there, that was a great job of not letting Ella Dodge coming down the line speed her up while fielding the ball. That's pretty difficult to do when you can see the runner out the corner of your eye. So for her to stay composed, field it cleanly, and then get the out, that's what's most important.
Here comes the hot hitter for Tennessee, Alana Leach. 2 for 3 with 2 solo home runs yesterday in game 1. Comes inside and hits her. She knew it right away.
And we talked to Coach Woodard for South Carolina coming into this series of the challenges for her pitching staff, and that was going to be throwing to left-handed batters. They don't have much on their team to practice with, and they've kind of struggled going to what they call the glove side, so that inside corner. So definitely something that you want to pay attention to through the game if the South Carolina pitchers can work in on left-handed batters, and you can see there, that was a pretty tough pitch for Alana Leach to handle.
5 lefties in this Tennessee lineup today. However, Emma Clark is not one of them. Clark went 2 for 3 with solo home run yesterday, her 6th home run of the season. Cleveland, North Carolina native with a runner on. When you're a pitcher in the circle and you struggle with a certain type of hitter, do you have a favorite for when it is your strength with right-handers?
Well, definitely Hurd's favorite is her curveball. Like you can see, she goes to it a lot. So I bet when a right-handed batter gets in the box and she's able to really spot it, not worried about going too far outside and potentially hitting a batter, I think these are the batters that are going to really get her back on track tonight.
Hitters count. Drills this towards the right center gap. Calling for it is McKay, and she'll make the grab for the 3rd out. So 1 runner left on for the Lady Vols. We are scoreless after 1 on Rocky Top. South Carolina head coach Ashley Woodard in her 2nd year with the Gamecocks at her alma mater. She was a standout pitcher at South Carolina before transitioning to a coach and has made an immediate impact. Now has 3 straight NCAA tournament appearances as a head coach, including one with South Carolina last year. An incredible 2025 season to remember. 44 wins, hosted a regional, also supers for the first time. Riley, it's kind of hard to believe that this is the same South Carolina team that only has 2 SEC wins so far. Hard to come by.
It is, and it kind of just tells you how much of a gauntlet the SEC is in general. But when we talked to Coach Woodard yesterday, she said 1 or 2 wins in the SEC can really get you back on track as a team, change your trajectory. So you just know that that's exactly what she's looking for. They lost the game 1 of the series. They're looking to get win today, win tomorrow, and that really could get them back on track.
Jamie McKay hoping to get them back on track with a win. She holds up on that strike, evens the count 1-1. McKay yesterday 1 for 3 with a single to left field back in the 1st inning, hitting .293 on the season. Also has some power, 4 home runs, one of 10 transfers on this Carolina team. Transferred in from Ole Miss. Senior veteran presence in this lineup for South Carolina, and even though they had success last year, it is a new team with 14 new faces. McKay, hard grounder over to Rutan, gets the out at 1.
McKay has been one of those transfers that has really stepped up for the South Carolina team. You can see there, she hit the ball right to Maddie Rutan at third, but her barrel, she's got the ball to the barrel every single at-bat so far of this weekend, and that's hard to do against Carlin Pickens when it's coming 70+ in, of being able to rotate those hips, get that barrel out in front.
Up in the zone to Tori Inslee. Inslee 1 for 2 yesterday with a hit and a walk. Has the most speed for the Gamecocks, 11 stolen bases this season. Fouls that one off, evens the count 1-1. You mentioned Pickens' speed. She has the fastest recorded pitch ever in the sport, 79.4 miles per hour. How do you catch up?
You have to cheat, honestly. I've hit against Carlin Pickens, I've caught against Carlin Pickens, and you have to go in the box, get that front foot down early, and then as soon as that pitch feels like it's coming to you, you shoot those hips, even if it makes you look a little bit crazy on some of your takes. But if you take it as the same timing as every other pitcher, you're going to be behind by a lot.
Inslee shows bunt again, holds up. Count now 3-1. But just when you think you catch up to Pickens' fastball, that's when she mixes in that changeup. Inslee drills this towards left field. It's drifting foul, and it will be foul. Everyone in Sherry Parker-Lee Stadium can take a sigh of relief after that one.
You saw a lot of the fans pointing, go foul, but Inslee just absolutely on time with that foul ball. Off the bat, I was second guessing if it went over fair and then slightly tailed foul. With this replay, it's still a little bit hard to tell because of how high it went, but that was a tricky one.
Payoff pitch from Pickens. Upstairs, ball 4.
And Pickens coming into this series after being injured for a couple games, about 10 days missing. The number one thing she was trying to get back to was her accuracy and limiting those walks. That one she tried to go to a rise ball, but the best part about Carlin Pickens is her bounce back. If she doesn't let things compile, if she gives up a hit, gives up a walk, what makes her so competitive is she goes right after the next batter.
Pickens gets Lexi Winters to swing and miss. 0 for 3 yesterday with a ground out and 2 flyouts. Way outside, runner takes off for second, the throw off line. So Inslee will slide in safely, and we have our first runner in scoring position of the day.
And just heads up by Inslee after that lead off, not retreating back to the bag at all. But Tennessee's backstop is pretty short, so Elsa Morrison able to get that bounce right back. But because the throw is offline, Inslee able to slide in there pretty easily, but just understanding that as a base runner, that if it pops off really fast with Carlin Pickens' velocity, you might not be able to get to the next bag.
Opportunity here for South Carolina to attack first, top of the second, runner on second. Lexi Winters hitting .267 with runners in scoring position. In the 6-hole spot today, Coach Woodard mix up the lineup a little bit. Winters with a chance here to try to bring home the first run. Inside ball 3. You
can see Carlin Pickens asking Elsa Morrison where it was at. It's a couple balls in on that line. A great take by Winters. It feels even faster, 70+ on the inside corner.
Winters gets a piece of that one. It seems like she's close, just on top of Pickens, but can't quite even it out.
And that's when I go back to that cheating mentality of as soon as that front foot gets down, you have to shoot those hips, even if you hit the ball foul down the left line. just winners. This is a great at-bat. But Carlin Pickens, you really just have to foul off pitches one after the other until she either misses with the ball over the plate or potentially a ball off.
Hard shot back at Pickens. Takes the easy out at 1. So now 2 down for the Tennessee defense. As Inslee slides over to third. Gamecocks with a runner 60 feet closer to home.
In Inslee, just a little bit of a gutsy move to go on a ball right back to Carlin Pickens. It was a hard hit back to her. Carlin Pickens did have time. She looked at her and then she still went 1. But Inslee just challenging her, then Carlin Pickens being smart of just getting a for sure out.
First pitch to Natalie Heath comes in as a ball, no go. Heath into the lineup for the first time this series. Sharpsburg, Georgia native. One of the seniors on this team, one of 8 seniors for the Gamecocks. Gets a piece of that one, fouls it off. Majority of these Gamecock hitters have seen Carlin Pickens from last night's game 1, but when you're Heath, what's the first key you want to do when you're trying to catch up to Pickens?
Well, Carlin hasn't really shown that changeup except for early in the game.
Diving play by Rutan, and she makes the throw. 1! What a play, Maddie Rutan!
Maddie Rutan has been a solid corner this entire year. This one leaving her feet, not only getting the out, but saving a run for Tennessee.
Former Lady Vol, Riley West, I'm Jill Jelnick. Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second. Tennessee Lady Vols off to a hot start. Best start in program history at 26-0. 12 top 25 teams went down at the hands of the Lady Vols. They took that momentum, kept it rolling into SEC play, but it's been tough sledding the last couple weeks.
It has been a tough and a gauntlet of a schedule for them. But when we talked to Coach Weekly about the 26-0 start, she actually said it was kind of crazy with how young her team is that they went that long without a loss. She said when they got to Mississippi State a few weeks ago, it was their first uh-oh moment for this young team, especially in the offensive side in the batter's box, and they're just still trying to work their way, getting back on track and competing every single pitch.
Gabby Leach shows bunt, but bunts it foul. When it comes to competition in the SEC, some of the best softball in the country, and it's difficult to then go from conference play to having that gauntlet every single weekend. Gabby Leach, a good example of that. Hot hitter going into SEC play, has been hot and cold the last couple weeks. She's certainly due for a hit.
She is due for a hit, and Coach Weekly said that she's kind of like the stock market, going up and down, but the best part of Gabby Leach is her transition from last year to this year of not getting too lows when she is struggling mentally and being able to stay consistent there.
Leach, one of those triple threats. She can slap, she can show bunt, also hit for power. She has 6 home runs on the season. As a pitcher, how do you pitch to someone that has all those tools?
You really can't pay attention to the moving in the box or the standing, and you really just have to execute your pitch, look at your catcher, and go right at them. But it is unique that Gabby Leach has done this entire bat moving through the box as a slapper. Because of her numbers, especially those power numbers, she has predominantly been swinging away. And before this game, she has really been the set 3-hole batter. So just trying to see the ball better with the slap right now.
Takes a ball to bring the count full. You can see the corners of the South Carolina defense. They are several steps in front of the base. Middle infielders, roughly base path, so they are playing her in slapper defense. Another foul ball, good at bat from Leach.
And one of her better at bats in the past few weeks, seeing a lot of pitches. And it's really weird sometimes that I was a power hitter, so slappers, they see the ball better when they're moving through the box. It probably gives them less to think about rather than just standing there being stagnant in the box. But yes, one of Gabby Leach's best at-bats, moving through, fouling pitches off, and seeing a lot to give the rest of the team some information.
Leach pops this one, but then it falls foul. It's a younger offense for Tennessee this year, but Gabby Leach, certainly one of the veterans in the lineup. Trying to get something going here. Another foul ball.
And she is just battling both sides of the plate, fouling balls off. Really making Jory Hurd work in the circle. And this is what softball's about. You competing back and forth until one person makes a mistake.
Leach this time pokes it towards left field, and it is right into the glove of Lilio for out number 1.
For UT, the catcher, number 22, Elsa Morrison.
Head coach Karen Weekly in her 25th season with the Lady Vols. 30th year overall, 3rd most wins among active Division I coaches. She surpassed that milestone earlier this season. Something she didn't even know was coming, of course. She loves to put all the attention and the emphasis on her team, and also make sure that her team doesn't get complacent.
And that is just typical Karen Weekly of not knowing that she reached that milestone. Yesterday, we talked about the complacency of once they scratched a few runs, you definitely know her conversation was, this is the SEC. You cannot be okay with just a few runs. Everyone can hit.
Morrison ropes this one into left center, turns the corner, headed for 2. It'll be close, but she slides in safely. A double for Elsa Morrison, her 7th double of the season.
Elsa Morrison just taking a pitch a bit on the outside corner, a missed spot from Jory Hurd. You know she wanted to move that one ball off, but because Elsa Morrison keeps her front shoulder closed longer, she is able to drive it into that left center gap. But Tori Inslee played this ball really well, got the ball in with good time, just a tad offline. Elsa Morrison showing off those wheels.
Barnhart back to Hurd, gets the easy out. So 2 outs now as Meredith Barnhart is retired. But Morrison able to move up 60 feet to 3rd base. That will bring up Maddie Rutan.
And that ball in play by Barnhart just allows Tennessee to maybe score with the blue pit. Maybe a mistake in the infield, just gives them more options with Elsa Morrison on 3rd.
Rutan, the junior, transferring over from Eastern Kentucky, one of 3 transfers that have made an impact on this Lady Vols lineup this season. She did not start yesterday, but came in later in the game, took over at 3rd. She's one of those pure softball players, Riley. She does everything so naturally. Coach Weekly talks about her athleticism, especially her defense.
Her defense is stellar. Really looking to see something more in the box, more quality at bats. But Coach Weekly raves about the type of player that they got. They recruited her out of the portal for pitching and hitting and didn't realize how good of a third baseman she was until they saw her on the field.
Rutan, the former ASUN Pitcher of the Year, also Freshman of the Year 2 years ago. Now trying to help Lady Vols get on the board first. Takes a strike outside.
And coming into this game, knowing Jory Hurd's best pitch is her curveball, you've seen a lot of Tennessee batters take it early in the count. It doesn't always have to be perfect right over the middle of the plate, but if it's touching a little bit of the white, they need to go for it and just try and drive a ball to the right side.
Rutan hitting .353 with runners in scoring position, .240 with 2 outs. Big cut from Rutan for strike 2.
And Hurd really spun that tight on the inside corner. Like you said, Rutan took a big hack, but because Hurd spotted that so far in, it made it a difficult pitch for Rutan to even foul off.
Strike 3, Hurd sits her down. The first strikeout for Hurd on the day. South Carolina squared off in game 1 last night. Tennessee with the win, 3-1, and then a very special moment afterwards for Lady Vols ace Carlin Pickens. After the win, she was awarded with the Athletes Unlimited Softball League Golden Ticket. It's awarded to athletes who have been drafted into the league for the upcoming season, and softball legend Jenny Finch gave her the ticket.
And Carlin Pickens talked about it, and she has talked about it throughout her entire year, of how she's looked up to Jenny Finch as a pitcher in the circle. You can see them right there, big smiles. So what a way to get your golden ticket, but also get it from an idol, someone you looked up to your entire life.
The two of them had never met before, and when Jenny Finch found that out, she reached out to Carlin Pickens on Instagram, said, hey, you're doing a great job. Hope you have a great 2026 season. And the two of them have exchanged back and forth since, but surprised her last night with that golden ticket. And now Pickens, what is she doing the next day? Back to work.
Absolutely. And Coach Weekly talked about it last night, and she's talked about it all year, of that golden ticket is a testament to her hard work for 4 years, not just this year, but everything that she's been able to accomplish in her growth mindset throughout.
First pitch to Shea Anderson comes in as a ball. She's now the 5th recipient of that golden ticket. You could take a look of the 4 others who were awarded the special prize.
And you see the 2 from Texas, just shows you how competitive the SEC is. Probably expect a few more out of the SEC, but Jill, I think this is the year of pitchers in college softball. You already see Nigeri, she got a golden ticket, Carlin Pickens, and you have to expect Jordy Fromm to get another one as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Nebraska star is next on the list for those golden tickets. Anderson, the sophomore, 0 for 2 yesterday, fouls this one off. She struck out twice, hitting .267 in the 8 hole for the Gamecocks. Both Tennessee and South Carolina have been able to get runners on, but nothing to show for it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pickens picks up her second strikeout of the day.
And Pickens just staying down with that drop ball, low in the zone. That high heat makes it so hard for batters to get their barrel out, but also get their knee below the ball. And that's how you're able to drive a ball that's in the bottom part of the zone. And when it's coming in that fast, you don't have much time to really sink into those legs.
Alyssa Hovermail takes first pitch strike. 9-hole hitter for the Gamecocks. She was the DP last night in game 1. Grounds this one foul. Goes off the glove of Rutan. You mentioned how when that ball is low in the zone, you almost have to get on your knees to get it. Do you move up in the box at all and make an adjustment there?
It really depends on the type of hitter, but when you're working with the speed of Carlin Pickens, I probably wouldn't move up and cut that distance. I want every possible inch to see that 70+ coming in. So you do tend to see a lot of batters having their back foot on the line to give them as much time as possible.
Swing and a miss. Another one. Back-to-back Ks for Carlin Pickens.
Carlin Pickens really utilized her changeup through this at-bat. She started off Anderson with it, went right back to it for strike 3, and you can just see how her hand flicks and how far out in front Anderson is preparing for that 70+, and then Carlin Pickens just pulls the string on it.
Gamecocks back to the top of the lineup as Quincy Lilio shows bunt, pulls back. It was that changeup yesterday, Riley, that she got so many batters to strike out on. Pickens coming in relief yesterday for Sage Mark-Jecko, who got the start in game 1. Pickens would pick up the win, finish with 4 Ks. And now that these hitters are seeing her for not just the 3rd, but now 4th time, because she came in relief last night, you have to be able to make those adjustments quick, especially on that changeup.
And what a lot of batters do is they tend to, in their first couple at-bats against Pickens, sit and wait to see the speed with their own eyes, but that's the job of the on-deck circle, to get you on time, so when you step in, it's almost like you've been timed up and you're on your 2nd or 3rd at-bat.
Strike 2 called to even the count 2-2. Goes upstairs, brings the count full. Quincy Lilio hitting a team high 384, seeing the ball really well right now. 16 RBI. Grounded out her last at bat. Takes ball 4.
In game 1 and game 2, Lilio has really seen the ball well. Been on base a ton, but that's the job of the leadoff batter. It's either to get on base, but if you're not getting on base, you see a ton of pitches. So even taking that count 3-2, just an excellent job by the leadoff.
Carly Shelton now to the plate. Takes a ball. Shelton grounded out her first at-bat as well. Hitting 374, team high 10 doubles. Hard grounder in the 3-4 hole, but Dodge can't finish the play, and it rolls into the dugout. So what looked like a ground ball out, thanks to the glove of Dodge, they just couldn't finish it on the back end.
And that was a challenging play, working in the 3-4 hole for Dodge. But it looks like her momentum just took her so far that it was really hard to stop it and then make a good throw. What she needs to do is understand that ball was hit pretty hard. She has time, not a lot, but time to set her feet and work through that toss going away from her.
So because the ball goes into the dugout, runners will advance 60 feet ahead. So Lilio now on 3rd and Shelton on 2nd. 2 runners in scoring position for the Gamecocks, 2 down. Ariana Rohde at the plate, takes first pitch ball.
And this is the exact position South Carolina wants to be in, where they can try and manufacture those runs. You don't have to go for that long ball. Yes, there is 2 outs. Rohde just needs to try and stay on a ball and drive it to the outfield.
Rhodey hitting .258. She struck out on Pickens' changeup her last at-bat. Hard shot towards the right field line, and they're going to say it's fair. In comes Lelio, in comes Shelton. The Gamecocks push two across, take the lead thanks to the 2 RBI single from Ariana Rhodey.
And Ariana Rhodey just taking advantage of that hitter's count. Carlin Pickens getting behind, and Rhodey did not waste any time. As soon as a ball was over the plate, she actually inside outed that ball. Was supposed to be on the inside corner, didn't get all of it. But because she kept her hands inside the ball, she was able to drive it to the right side. And as a hitter, a lot of times when you're facing the high velo, you have to think, if I can keep my hands inside of any pitch and it goes fair, that's a win.
Jamie McKay takes a ball inside. So just like game 1 yesterday, Gamecocks score first. This time, push across 2 runs, top of the 3rd, and now Jamie McKay will try and keep the 2-out rally going.
And I really have to go back to that Tennessee defensive miscue, which has been a struggle for them since SEC play has started. They've sped up a little bit. So Ella Dodge, that ball in the 3-4 hole that she got that went into the dugout, it put runners in scoring position.
McKay up the middle, but easy out at second for Dodge. That will end the inning, but not before the Gamecocks attack first, push 2 across here at the bottom of the 3rd. Circle for the Gamecocks, the ace for South Carolina. Her 1.47 ERA, 15th best in the country. She shouldered the majority of the workload last year, taking on that same role this season.
And last year she was really able to learn from Sam Gress, their #1 at the time. And this year she's now the alpha of the staff, and she's still trying to learn how to deal with her success, but also leading this pitching staff. At times, as a player, it helps you develop your stuff even more when you know you have players looking at you. And that's what you can see from Jordy Hurd, of just her intensity in the circle. She's leading this entire defense and putting a lot of trust in those behind her.
First pitch to Bella Fa comes in as a ball. Jordy Hurd so far today just has scattered 1 hit. 1 strikeout. The hit she gave up was the double to Elsa Morrison back the last inning. But so far has done a nice job today simmering down the Lady Vols bats.
And we talked about it in our open of this is a game of inches, or even you could say centimeters. And that hit to Elsa Morrison was a curveball that just had a little bit too much of the plate. So Hurd, the veteran, she obviously knows if she's ahead in a count, moving it more out. But that's how tough it is to be a pitcher in the SEC, is you can't miss, and your misses have to be small.
Yeah, her 1.47 ERA, it's 15th best in the country, but only the 6th best in the SEC. That's how elite the pitching is. Grounder over to Shelton at second. Quick throw, and it's in time.
And that slow roller for Shelton, that's a tough play. She made the right decision from the jump. Her first read was to come in on it. It hit off the end of the bat of Bella Falso, just a great spot from Jordy Hurd in the circle. But look how she has to come on the run, and that's such a hard throw. Her arm angle stays low, so she doesn't throw over the top, making it for a quicker transfer and a quicker throw to first.
Sophia Knight takes first pitch strike. She grounded right back out to Hurd, her first at-bat. Knight coming into tonight hitting .441. Hottest hitter on the team for Tennessee. One of those 3 impact transfers, transferred over from Boise State. Has made an immediate impact as soon as she stepped on Rocky Top. Chops this over to short. Errant throw by Anderson, and Knight will get the extra bag.
And that's what speed does to defenses. It speeds them up themselves. Sophia Knight just tapped a ball, barely put it in play. And because of her speed, it got Anderson at short to rush that throw. And I don't know if I've ever seen this before, Jill, of in 2 innings back-to-back, a throw going to the dugout and players being awarded the next base. When you're playing the game and calling the game and been around it for as long as I have, there's always something new that surprises you. And just 2 back-to-back innings of balls getting in the dugout.
And in SEC play, it's small mistakes like that, those small margins that are proved to be costly, especially in these close games. Tennessee won 3-1 yesterday. Right now, South Carolina with the 2-0 lead, as head coach Ashley Woodard calls a quick timeout, just reset the defense.
And coming into this series, she mentioned that they have a ton of 1-run losses, and she said that a lot of those losses came from a defensive miscue, so she knew coming into the series with the elite pitching staff of Tennessee that their defense was going to have to be clean.
Tennessee with runner in scoring position for the 2nd time today. Now Ella Dodge at the plate. Grounded out her first at-bat, but seeing the ball very well coming in to tonight, hitting .319. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Dodge hitting .346 with runners in scoring position. This is who you want up in a situation like this. This is also why she's up in the lineup. When Sophia Knight gets on, Dodge is there to try to bring her in. Strike 2.
And Coach Weekly says Ella Dodge is as clutch as it gets. She fully buys into a plan. She might swing and miss a lot, but it's because she is giving her best swing. She's going all out, and that's what makes her so good as a hitter, is when she buys into swinging, she is swinging freely.
Takes a ball outside, brings the count 1-2. Yeah, Dodge wasted no time asserting herself into the lineup this season. Redshirt sophomore. As you mentioned, Riley has been one of the more consistent hitters in the lineup. Grounder over to first. Rohde steps on the bag, and Knight will move up 60 feet. So now 2 away with Sophia Knight on third. That will bring up Alana Leach to the plate.
And that was just a great sequence from Jordy Hurd of working Dodge out the entire at-bat and then going in, but understanding that Dodge really can turn on a ball and to work the ball in and very down in the zone.
Leach takes first pitch strike. She had the 2 solo home runs yesterday. Her 6th and 7th home runs of the season. She's now tied for the most home runs on the team.
And this is where Coach Woodard said she really wants to challenge the lefties on the inside corner, and what South Carolina's pitching staff worked on a ton this week of being able to go inside effectively.
Leach fouls that one off. Looks like she might have gotten a piece of it as well.
And as a batter, when you foul the ball off into yourself, it is tough, especially you can see maybe it hit her knee, just having to shake it off. But going back to Jordy Hurd and the pitching staff of going effectively, that's what I would call being effective, because you're not giving them a pitch that they can work with. You can see she fouled it off into herself, so just staying tight on these left-handed batters.
Leach, grounder to first. Rhodey on the bag for out number 3. Lady Vols leave another runner on. Still South Carolina on top 2-0. Gamecocks picking up the bats coming up next. South Carolina coming off an NCAA tournament appearance, also hosted Supers last year, trying to get back, but never an easy thing to do when you have a top 10 toughest schedule in the country.
It is really hard, and it's even harder when you put that extra pressure on yourselves. They made it to Supers, one out away last year from making it back to the Women's College World Series. So understanding that you're one out away, it makes it even harder coming back the next year. But I've been saying it, Coach Woodard told us that 1 or 2 wins in the SEC can get you back on track, and if they continue on the trajectory of hitting the ball tonight, they'll be there.
Inslee lined that one, hard line drive to Clark, in and out of her glove, and that would be a base hit. And Tori Inslee is all pumped up about that one. That got off of her bat in a hurry.
And Tori Inslee just understanding that against elite pitchers like Carlin Pickens, you have to be ready early in the count. She didn't waste any time, just continuing to drive the ball to the right side, these right-handed batters, inside outing the ball, letting it travel, but then being able to still get their barrel to it.
Winter squares around and pulls back. The 3rd straight inning that South Carolina has been able to have a runner on, able to push across 2 last inning, looking to extend the lead here. Winters takes a ball.
You could see Pickens before that pitch, she shook off the original call to the wristband, went with that one. Sometimes it's a little difficult, a little funky when a batter shows bunt to continue to spot the pitch on the outside corner.
4 straight balls to Winter. She'll take her free bag.
And coming into this series, Carlin Pickens had 10 days without pitching in a game. When she came back, that Mississippi State series, she still struggled a bit to find the zone. Coach Weekly said nothing to do with her health, but just the timing of pitching. So Coach Megan Smith, the pitching coach, just out there talking to her now, probably just breaking up the pace of the game. When you have a veteran in the circle, there's not much conversation to have. Pickens knows the adjustment she needs to make.
She's been with Coach Smith the last 4 years, and Megan Rhodes-Smith has done an excellent job with the pitching staff over the last several years, has had several All-Americans, Ashley Rogers, of course Pickens as well. And in a moment like this, still early in the game, probably just either mechanical or maybe just a mindset conversation.
Exactly, and when you understand that your team's down by 2, you try and become a little bit more perfect because you want to keep the game in reach. So could be there with Pickens of her trying to spot pitches rather than trusting it and pitching freely like she does so well.
You also mentioned how it took her a little while to come back from her injury, the shoulder injury she suffered in their game against Belmont at the start of March. Took her a little while, sidelined her, and then when she did come back, her changeup was still not quite there all the way. That was something we saw last night.
And that's why she was so effective last night. Her changeup was on from pitch one, and now 4 innings into this game, you can see now she's kind of struggling to find the zone a bit.
Heath squares around, pulls back. Umpire says no. Pickens came on in relief for Sage Marjeko, went 4 2/3 innings pitched, scattered just 3 hits, and picked up the win. This one goes off of Morrison, and runners will move up a base.
And now that's 6 balls in a row from Pickens. Very uncharacteristic from her. We go back to that timing. Definitely a ball supposed to be on the inside corner, just bleeds into the box. She has a natural spin that tails into right-handed batters, but that's tough for Morrison as the catcher when it's coming in 70 plus.
Heath shows bunt again. Pulls back at this point. Riley, when she's thrown 7 straight balls, you just wait. You don't have the green light.
As a
You
batter,
just make her come to you.
I make her come right over the plate multiple times in a row.
Back-to-back free bases, 8 balls in a row.
You have to wonder if Tennessee is going to look to their bullpen at this moment, and they do. You can see Aaron Newer coming out.
Looks like Carlin Pickens' day will be done. We will introduce you to Aaron Newer when we come back. Lady Vols now turn to Aaron Newer in the circle, making her 19th appearance coming in for Pickens, and she inherits bases loaded. Tough situation to come in.
It is really tough, but Coach Weekly said that Aaron Newer has actually been good, but at sometimes better coming into a game. She said when she starts games, she has to create that positive narrative for herself. But right now, Aaron Newer's had a lot of the game to be able to create that narrative. She's an up ball pitcher, likes to work at different speeds. So if you're South Carolina, you understand that she works the ball up. If I get a ball up, I'm trying to drive it to the outfield, manufacture a run. It doesn't have to be a hit. It just needs to be a sacrifice fly.
A new pitcher for Tennessee and a pinch hitter here for South Carolina, Nia McKnight at the plate. Bases loaded, big chance here for the Gamecocks. Newer coming in relief for Carlin Pickens, who got the start here in game 2. Pickens going 3 innings, scattering 2 hits, walked 4, struck out 3.
And if you're McKnight, pressure is all on Aaron Newer right now. She's got to give you 3 pitches that hit the plate. So now you have seen the strike. If she comes over the plate again, you've got to be ready to drive it.
McKnight takes strike 2. A strong start for Carlin, but struggled in that back end. Those 2 back-to-back walks really hurt Tennessee. Is now bases loaded for South Carolina. McKnight, a ground ball over to short, diving play from Faw, and they get the out at 3, but South Carolina does push another one across and extends its lead 3-0.
And just a great job by McKnight to stay inside of this ball enough to get it through the 5-6 hole. But then another Tennessee defensive miscue. This is a force play, and Maddie Rutan goes to tag the batter immediately. The base coach, Jody Davidson, wants to challenge.
Each coach gets 2 challenges per game. And new this year, if you do win your challenge, you retain that challenge. And it's important to note that the call on the field is out at third base, so there has to be indisputable evidence to overturn it.
And that's the theme that we've been seeing throughout this series. We saw a couple challenges yesterday of that initial call was really important because there has been enough evidence in the previous game.
If you're South Carolina too, this is such a pivotal moment with bases loaded, even though if the call still stands, they'll still have 2 outs. It's not an inning ending out. And we're looking at the replay on the Jumbotron in left field. Here's another look from our Hawkeye camera. Great play by Faw.
Bella Faw laying out, saves an extra run, but Maddie Rutan, foot's not on the bag, bases loaded. You got forces everywhere. Just not thinking ahead of what she's supposed to do when she gets the ball, and she goes to tag. So see if the runner's foot is touching the bag before Rutan can put the tag on.
Call on the field is confirmed.
So the call is confirmed out at third, 2 down. Runners now on first and second. However, the run does come across, so South Carolina leads 3-0. And South Carolina will lose its challenge. So 2 down, Alyssa Hovermail at the plate. Takes first pitch strike. Hovermail struck out on a changeup her last at bat against Pickens. Her first time seeing Erin Newer in the circle.
That adjustment from one at bat to the next of seeing 70+ with Carlin Pickens. Erin Newer, she can get up there with the high 60s, but she throws that rise at different levels as well as different speeds. So the first rise that Hovermail got in this at bat, it had a little something taken off of it.
Big cut from Hovermail. Strike 3 looking. Erin Newer comes in. And just like that, able to get the second out. Her first strikeout of the night.
And Erin Newer set this pitch up perfectly. When you're a rise ball pitcher and you go up in the zone multiple pitches in a row, it gets batters to sit and guess, and that's what Hovermail did. She expected another rise ball. Erin Newer went to the curve right over the heart of the plate for the strikeout.
Goes right back at Quincy Lilio for strike 1. Lilio walked her last at-bat, grounded out to first, the top of the first. Trying to get a 2-out rally going here for the Gamecocks. Comes inside for ball 1. Lilio hitting team high 384. A great player to have up for South Carolina right now with 2 runners aboard. Takes a strike outside.
And you can see a common theme of these South Carolina hitters taking more against Newer since she's come in the game, but with Pickens, they were so effective because they were swinging early.
Lilio pops this up towards short. Faw going back, and she'll make the grab. So Erin Newer comes into a bases-loaded jam, able to get out of it unscathed. South Carolina on top, 3-0. South Carolina on top of Tennessee 3-0. Both Tennessee and South Carolina trying to get back to the NCAA tournament. For Tennessee, they have made 21 straight appearances to the NCAA tournament, 9 total trips to the Women's College World Series. The goal every year, try to get back, even though it's a new team. But head coach Karen Weekly has the Lady Vols headed in the right direction.
And it started yesterday. They just had a little bit more of dominant at-bats, punishing the mistake pitches, but now down 3 against Jory Hurd, the ace of South Carolina. This is a tall task for them to put and string a few of these great at-bats together.
Emma Clark takes strike 2 as Jory Hurd jumps on top of the first hitter in this inning. In the dirt for ball 1. Hurd so far today has only given up that double to Elsa Morrison back in the second. Other than that, she has been rock solid. 1 strikeout in 3 innings pitched. Clark gets a piece of that one. Spoils the 1-2.
And Hurd in the circle has done a great job of getting ahead of these batters. But when she's ahead, not putting the ball close to the plate, she's really been keeping it down in the zone. And Tennessee hasn't been able to really do much when they have 2 strikes.
With her getting ahead in the count for the majority of these hitters, what adjustment do you make for the Lady Vols?
You can't sit and take the first 2 good ones over the plate, even if they're not perfect. As long as they're getting a little bit of the white up in the zone, that's what you want to go for.
Strike 3 looking, her second strikeout of the day for Hurd.
And going back to those pitches and 2 strike counts, Hurd moves them just 1 ball and inches off the plate. She works Emma Clark last pitch on the outside corner in this borderline on the inside. Emma Clark fouled off 1, hit herself early in the count. She's got to know that's borderline, and she's got to give herself a chance and maybe even hit it foul.
Comes right back at Gabby Leach, first pitch strike. Back-to-back hitters already ahead in the count. You made note of that earlier, Riley. Gabby Leach popped up to left field her first at-bat. Takes ball inside, evens the count 1-1.
Sometimes batters get into that mindset of, I have to see it. And if you're seeing it, that means you're already thinking too much. You have to tell yourself, I'm going for it once it comes in. That allows you to play freer.
Gabby Leach has been up and down through SEC play this season. Hit over 500 in their series against LSU, including a walk-off home run to win the series, but has been quiet as of late. Check swing, did she go? Yes, she did. Back-to-back Ks for Hurd.
And Hurd hasn't used this changeup much, and she hasn't had to, but with Leach struggled a lot last night on the changeup out in front of the ball. Hurd goes to a changeup down in the zone, just fools Leach, but when you're working ahead and getting batters to chase your hard stuff, you don't have to usually go to that change often.
Also, Morrison takes first pitch ball. Hurd has now struck out 3 of the last 4 batters she's faced. Or excuse me, back-to-back batters. 3 total strikeouts. Morrison gets a hold of this one, skies it towards shallow center, and Shelton will make the grab for the 3rd out. Gamecocks up 3-0. They look to extend the lead. Coming up next. South Carolina able to draw first blood in the 3rd inning, get things going. Only 2 hits, but they've been efficient.
And the difference between their hits tonight and last night, they had 3 hits last night, but tonight they've done it with runners on base. And then here in the 4th inning, pinch hitter Mia McKnight keeps a ball from the 5-6 hole and able to manufacture a run. We talked to Coach Ashley Woodard coming into this series of what their goal was as an offense facing this elite pitching staff. And she said, any way we can manufacture runs, whether that's hits, base on balls, taking advantage of the mistakes.
Ariana Rodi was the one who got things going there in the 3rd with that RBI, 2 RBI single. She will be the on-deck hitter as Carly Shelton pops up the first pitch, and Rutan makes the play. So quick out for Tennessee's defense as Erin Newer returns to the circle.
And Erin Newer, she came in bases loaded, got out of a jam with only 1 run scoring off that pinch hitter Mia McKnight's ball in the infield. But she has really been dealing, attacking batters, going right at them. And on the other side, South Carolina has gotten into that mentality of taking pitches early in the count. And they were able to knock Carlin Pickens out of the game because of attacking early pitches in the count.
2 quick strikes to Ariana Rodi. 1 for 2 tonight, had that 2 RBI single to get things going for the Gamecocks back in the 3rd. Fouls back another one. Newer most recently pitched in Game 3 on Sunday in their series against Ole Miss. She got the start, scattered 3 hits, no earned runs before Carlin Pickens took over and eventually got the win. Rodi ropes this one foul down the left side. Rodi can be a dangerous hitter when she gets a hold of one. Just reached 50 career home runs, also team leading 7. This is a hitter you don't want to miss over the heart of the plate with.
And once SEC play started, she kind of struggled a little bit, got a home run at Mississippi State that Coach Woodard said lifted a lot of weight off of her shoulders, something that she really needed. As a senior, you put extra pressure on yourself with the years you've had previously of you get into that I have to get it done, but Rodi seeing the ball well tonight, just trusting what she has.
Rutan has made some nice plays tonight at 3rd.
Rutan has definitely been hot at the corner all year. Rodi just smacks a line drive. And Rutan just on her toes from the jump. She has made some stellar plays all year at 3rd base.
Big cut from Jamie McKay for strike 1. McKay 0 for 2. Yesterday was able to single to left field. Takes a ball outside. Trying to get a 2-out rally going here for South Carolina. Take strike 2.
And Erin Newer is working all 4 quadrants of the zone, as well as adding that changeup. So just making it really hard for South Carolina batters to be timed up for every pitch right now.
Pops this up towards center. Knight is underneath it and will make the out to end the inning. Lady Vols picking up the bats. They trail 3-0. halfway through the SEC regular season schedule, and we're starting to see who are the top teams in the conference and who needs to play catch up. Tennessee at 8-5 in 6th place. South Carolina at 13th out of 15 teams at 2-8, still looking for their first series win. And for Tennessee, they've been having some struggles as well in the SEC after a hot start against LSU. Have dropped the series to Florida and then also dropped the series this past weekend to Ole Miss. That second game has been tough for them.
Yeah, they haven't won that second game of a series since their first series against LSU. And having played for Coach Weekly, she always tells you, no matter if you win or lose the first game, to expect a different team on the other side of the field. So definitely something she's relaying to her team in this moment of South Carolina. They weren't going to back down from this fight. They are still going for that series wins, and it starts with getting the win tonight.
Barnhart grounder up the middle. Shelton makes the play, but Barnhart's able to beat it out. Leadoff single from Meredith Barnhart.
And Barnhart, a freshman that you usually don't see in this lineup, got the start tonight and attacks immediately. A tough play for Shelton up the middle, but with the speed of Barnhart, she drives it up the middle. That's almost impossible to get her out on.
The former Colorado 4A Player of the Year in 2024. Now 1 for 2 on the day, and the table setter for Maddie Rutan. Rutan squares around, but pops it up right in the glove of Heath for out number 1.
And if you're South Carolina right now, you are saying thank you for not getting that bunt down, moving that runner into scoring position. A few weeks ago, Coach Weekly said one of the areas they can improve on is bunting. And they practice it a lot, but Rutan, understanding that Hurd likes to go up, the corners were up from the jump, got a ball in and up, just tough to put down, something she needs to pull back on. But the corners knew it. South Carolina knew Tennessee was going to bunt on that play. They were up in Maddie Rutan's face.
Natalie Heath did a good job charging from third to make the play. So now Tennessee will turn to a pinch hitter in this situation, replacing Bella Fa. It's Mackenzie Butt, one of 3 transfers for Tennessee, coming over from Boise State. Takes first pitch low in the zone for a ball. Mackenzie Butt, the sophomore, big-time power hitter. Was the Mountain West Freshman of the Year a season ago when she launched 22 home runs. Grounds this over to third. Heath, the play at 2, gets the out, but South Carolina can't complete the double play. However, they are able to get the lead runner.
And that's just a great job by Jory Hurd to go right at Mackenzie Butt, the pinch batter. She worked from the outside corner, and Butt didn't go with it. She pulled it to Heath. And Heath, just being smart, understanding the speed and direction of it, having enough time to go for that lead runner with Meredith Barnhart for the second out.
Tennessee now turns the lineup around to its leadoff hitter, Sophia Knight. Knight 0 for 2 on the day. But swinging a hot bat for Tennessee. Takes first pitch, ball.
And her numbers, hitting .437. Coach Weekly sees those numbers, and she's challenging her to step up in SEC play when it matters most. She wants her to be confident in all of her skills because she can soft slap, hard slap, and swing away. She wants her to be even more dominant in all 3 of those categories.
Knight was able to reach on an error her last at-bat, but Tennessee unable to bring her in, capitalizing with runners on the bases. Something Tennessee needs to do here. She takes another ball outside.
If you're Jory Hurd, you want to go right at Sophia Knight. She doesn't have that home run power, but behind her, Ella Dodge does.
Grounder over to first, Rhodey with the out at 1, no problem. Tennessee leaves a runner on, but South Carolina gets it done once again. Gamecocks still lead 3-0. 2025 was a year to remember for South Carolina. 44 wins, hosted both the regionals and supers for the first time in program history. They were 1 out away from the Women's College World Series, but eventually lost to UCLA. Question is, can they carry that momentum in this season, get back to the postseason? SEC has been a little bit of a struggle, but so far tonight, they've showed a lot of fight.
And sometimes going to the World Series the next year, it makes it even harder to get back because you know what's on the line, you know what it takes, and you know how much more you have to push to get that final out to make it there. But Coach Woodard said it coming into this series that 1 or 2 wins in the SEC can really change your season. And if they can get this win tonight, it can get them back on track of making that run to get to OKC.
Inslee skies this one towards right center. Say goodbye, Tori Inslee. South Carolina extends its lead 4-0.
Tori Inslee just piling it on, getting them a little bit of insurance for South Carolina. This pitch from Aaron Newer just misses over the heart of the plate. Inslee able to go down and get it a bit. But Tennessee's center field is deep, going 220 out there. Inslee using that rotational force to really send that ball out. That was the first thing to go in her swing. That's why her swing looks so effortless. The backside started it, and her hands followed through.
Just the 4th home run given up this season from Aaron Newer. As the first pitch to Lexi Winters comes in as a ball.
And you mentioned it, Jill. She doesn't give up very many home runs. So for South Carolina, you take that momentum and you use it through the rest of your at-bats. Of attacking pitches early in the count is how you beat a pitcher like Newer.
Winters walked her last at-bat. Grounded out to third. Her first at-bat. Pops this up towards shallow left. Faw able to make the grab. So after giving up the home run, Newer comes back able to get a pop-up.
And that's what elite pitchers do. You're never going to be perfect on any side of the ball. You might give up a home run, a free pass, but it's what you do after it. It's always about the next play. And Newer just going right at the next batter and getting a weak pop-up.
Heath with a check swing. Did she go? She did. That's first base umpire Sean Schumacher that says she won. Anthony Small, our third base umpire. Phil Frills behind the plate. Hard grounder right back at Newer. She's able to recover and make the out at 1. Not an easy play for Newer.
And Heath got just about all of that ball. You see Aaron Newer, a nice smile. Good to see after a ball's hit that hard right back at you. But she just kept her composure through that play, understood that the speed and direction of the ball hit right at you hard. You have a lot of time. And so she took her time getting that throw over to 1.
First pitch to Anderson. She rips into the right center gap, but the speedy Sophia Knight makes the play to end the inning. Lady Vols have some catching up to do. They trail 3-0 to South Carolina. 0-0, and a big reason why Jory Hurd doing her thing in the circle tonight.
She has really worked all 4 quadrants of the zone. You saw the rise ball for a strikeout, then going into a batter, and as well as a changeup. She's been really effective because, yes, she's working in all 4 quadrants, but when she's ahead of the count, she is having quality misses, enticing Tennessee's batters to go for her pitcher's pitches.
And that's why she doesn't have nearly as many strikeouts as you might think, only 3, but those misses that you mentioned, Riley, she's been able to get Lady Vols miss hit, pop up, and let her defense do the work behind her. As the first pitch to Ella Dodge comes in as a strike.
And Ella Dodge has been getting nothing but changeups from these South Carolina pitchers. Game 1 and now game 2. If I'm Dodge, I'm sitting a changeup and I'm just trying to drive it as hard as I can to the outfield.
Dodge holds up on that one, evens the count 1-1. 0 for 2 tonight. Has both at-bats grounded out to first base. So ahead or pulling the ball towards that right side. Lays off that one, bring the count 2-1.
Credit to Hurd, she's really been challenging these left-handed batters on the inside corner. Something that Coach Ashley Woodard said that they had to execute in order to beat this offense. But you see it, first base, a ton of ground balls today from left-handed batters.
Comes inside, strike 2. Calls time. Hurd has done a nice job so far tonight getting ahead in the count with these Lady Vols hitters.
She has done a nice job, and I really expect her to go to a changeup with Dodge because it's been working.
Dodge able to hold off on the rise. So full count now here. Tennessee down to its final 6 outs, needs to get something going offensively. Gets her pop up, but foul.
That's a quality pitch, 3-2. Probably a borderline strike, but for her to trust it going to that spot. And then Dodge just spoiling anything she can coming in close to the zone.
In the dirt, ball 4. Runner aboard for the Lady Vols here, bottom of the 6th.
And Joe, I don't know about you, but I can hear the Tennessee dugout from here. Probably their loudest inning. Every single pitch, they were cheering behind Ella Dodge, and that was one of their goals coming in as an offense for the weekend. And that was to earn every pitch and to win every pitch. And you can just see with the way that they're cheering in the dugout that they're trying to earn every single pitch given.
Alana Leach takes first pitch, strike. Was hit back in the first inning and grounded out to first. She had the hot bat last night, 2 for 3 with 2 solo home runs. She has the power to go yard. Right now, Tennessee just needs to get a run in. Right back down the middle for strike 2. Slow roller over to first. Rohde gets the out at 1. And Dodge moves over to second. So runner in scoring position for the Lady Vols. 1 down, and Emma Clark coming to the plate.
Just another really great sequence from Jory Hurd there in the circle. She worked it tighter on Leach, forced her to swing at that ball, roll over to the first baseman, Rohde. But for Tennessee, it doesn't always take a hit to move a runner over.
Clark holds up on that one. 4th time tonight Tennessee has had a runner in scoring position, has not been able to bring a runner home. Great opportunity here, 1 down. And Clark at the plate. Slow roller over to Rhodey again, and once again, she gets the out at 1. Dodge is able to move over to 3rd. Is it me or is Rhodey getting her work in at first base today? I've had at least 5 putouts from her unassisted.
Rhodey is an absolute ball magnet at first base, but it also goes back to Hurd in the circle, just spotting that curveball, her go-to pitch. If you're Tennessee and you understand that is the pitcher's go-to pitch, you want to be able to be timed up with it and go with that ball. These Tennessee batters, the right-handers, are flying off of it. Their front shoulders opening up, and they're hitting balls off the end of their bat to Rhodey at first base, and the left-handers aren't getting their barrel out, so they need to make an adjustment on both sides.
Leach takes the ball low and inside, evens the count 1-1. Leach 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Excuse me, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Hits this hard towards left field, it's fair. That brings home Dodge. Leach rounds first. And it will be an RBI single from Gabby Leach, exactly what the Lady Vols needed.
And sometimes all you need is 1 run to give your team the momentum. Leach gets a ball up in the zone. It's on the outside corner. She lets it travel deeper in the zone to poke it out to left field. She really stayed on that ball. I just mentioned earlier that batters were opening that front shoulder, flying off, hitting balls off the end of her bat. But Leach, Gabby Leach there, really stayed through it to be able to drive it to left field.
Ella Dodge started the inning off with a walk, and then Gabby Leach's sister, Alana Leach, moved her over. Emma Clark moved her over. You said it, Riley, it doesn't always take a hit to move the runner over and get a runner in. Lady Vols able to push 1 across, cut the lead 4-1. As assistant pitching coach Zach Persons takes a quick trip to the mound. Hurd will stay out there. Now Elsa Morrison with a chance to try to help Lady Vols push another 1 across, keep this inning going. She takes a strike inside.
Last at bat, Morrison was down in the count. Hurd, one of her only mistake pitches of the game, got a little bit too much of the white, and Elsa Morrison was able to drive a ball into the outfield. So you expect Hurd, the veteran, to just go right at those corners.
Morrison also the one with the double back in the 2nd inning. She was the first Lady Vol to get a hit on Jory Hurd. Hurd so far has done a nice job against these Lady Vols hitters. Has scattered 3 hits, and just the 1 earned run there.
Angela, I think you said it best, scattering those hits, not letting them be back-to-back. Obviously, 2 this inning leading to a run, but if you give up 1 hit every inning, but not back-to-back, runs don't score. So you don't have to be perfect, but you can't let things compile back-to-back.
Especially when you're playing a 3-game series, right? And playing the same team 3 days in a row, seeing sometimes the same pitcher 3 days in a row. We did not see Jory Hurd yesterday, but still, you cannot have those little things add up. You have to have mind of a goldfish sometimes.
Exactly, you have to flush things instantly. Softball's all about the next play, and that's what the elite hitters are able to do best.
Morrison, deep shot to left field, but Lelio is underneath it for the grab. Lady Vols able to push 1 across, but they still trail 4-1. South Carolina picking up the bats for the last time next. top 4-1 over Tennessee. And the Gamecocks have struggled against ranked opponents this season, but just a couple outs away from potentially getting their 4th ranked win of the season.
They have played a tough schedule. The one thing about those tough schedules is it prepares you for postseason. And if you're South Carolina's coach, you just want to continuously see them improve against ranked opponents. They've played very well tonight. Still looking for that first SEC series win, but it's hard in the SEC when just about every team is ranked top 25.
Every weekend is a gauntlet in the Southeastern Conference. Both of these teams would agree with that. As Aaron Newer goes upstairs for ball 1 to Alyssa Hovermail. Aaron Newer came in relief for Carlin Pickens. Back in the 4th inning, has done a nice job so far, simmering down South Carolina. Mid-rise for ball 2.
Newer has done a phenomenal job. It looks like all of her pitches are working right now, which on the other side, that's a hitter's worst nightmare when a pitcher has everything working for them.
Hovermail 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Newer able to get to her back in the 4th inning. South Carolina able to draw first blood back in the 3rd and then add 2 more runs. As Hovermail hits this hard towards left center, going back is Knight. Offered glove, and Hovermail cruises into second. A double that was just inches away from going over.
And Hovermail getting a ball over the heart of the plate, able to stay on it and drive it, but Sophia Knight, an uncharacteristic error from her. You can see Hovermail getting a mistake pitch. To my eye, I thought it was gone, but Knight just right up against the fence, not able to snag it. When you're right up against the fence, sometimes as an outfielder, you're feeling for the fence. There's a lot of things going on. So you could see she kind of went to that tippy toe, but if she lets that ball come down to her, she's going to be in a good spot. But kudos to Hovermail for not thinking that Knight was going to make that catch and to get 2 bases on it.
Quincy Lilio squares around, pulls back, but takes strike 1. So runner in scoring position for the leadoff hitter, Lilio. South Carolina tries to extend its lead, top of the 7th here.
We talked to Coach Weekly coming in about some of their losses in the recent weeks. She talked about a lot of it being on the hitters, but a lot of the losses coming from defensive miscues like that previous one. She thinks that defense is a controllable. It is all about your thoughts and your effort. So knowing what to do when you get the ball and then your effort on the ball when it comes to you.
Lilio takes the ball outside, evens the count to 2. 0 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored. Hard grounder over to second, but Dodge gets the out at 1. Meanwhile, Hovermail moves up to 3rd. So South Carolina 60 feet away from extending its lead. That brings up the 2-hole hitter, Carly Shelton.
That was a productive at-bat by Lilio. Almost like laying down a bunt to move a runner over.
Newer gets ahead in the count. First pitch strike to Shelton. Shelton 0 for 3 today. Able to push across a run. Hard hit right by the glove of Dodge. That's going to score 1 run. Shelton strolls into second base. RBI double for Carly Shelton.
And Carly Shelton showing off her bat, but also her dance moves after that on second base. just did a great job of staying on this ball. An inside pitch that she turns on, but you can see she doesn't even fully finish her swing. She keeps that front shoulder closed, staying palm up, palm down throughout the ball. And that's how you hit line drives. You stay on it, palm up, palm down. But my favorite part is once she got to second base, she showed off a little bit of those dance moves. Shelton able to get that runner in from third base, doing a great job of taking a ball in the inside corner to the right side. And look at that. I love it. Under the Friday night lights, nothing better, an RBI double, showing off some of your dance moves.
RBI double and double the fun for Carly Shelton as South Carolina extends its lead 5-1. And Aaron Newer's day will be done. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher when we come back. New pitcher in the circle for Tennessee as the freshman Peyton Hardenberger steps in. The right-hander making her first appearance since March 11th against Lipscomb. And she will try to settle down the South Carolina hitters here top of the 7th. Not an easy thing to do, but Tennessee turning to her now.
And Hardenberger making her SEC debut as a pitcher in a big-time moment, needing to limit these runs. She works upper 60s, predominantly that curveball that she relies on, but can also go up in the zone for a rise. She likes to stay horizontal, and those chase pitches, like her rise ball, her drop, are mainly when she's ahead in the count.
1-0 on the season. Has allowed just 7 hits, 2 earned runs, and has struck out 12. She inherits runner on second base as South Carolina continues its threat with 1 out, top of the 7th. First pitch to Ariana Rhodey, fouls off. As a new pitcher coming in, when you familiarize yourself with a new pitcher, what's maybe the first stat line or the first thing you look at to try to get more comfortable with that pitcher?
Me personally, I didn't want to know every single pitch that they had. It's really good to know the type of pitcher that they are, whether that be a rise ball pitcher, drop ball pitcher, or that horizontal pitcher. So for Peyton Hardenberger, her go-to being that curve, that's what I'd like to know as a batter. So I know she's going to try and work there at least once during my at-bat. And when she gives it to me, I drive it to the right side of the field.
Hardenberger ahead in the count, 0-2. Goes upstairs, brings the count 1-2. You mentioned that curveball for a right-handed hitter going away from them. Something to try to pick up on really quickly, but not always easy when it's right in the middle of a game. Gets her with the curveball again. Just like that, Peyton Hardenberger comes into the game and sits down the first batter she faces.
Peyton Hardenberger, welcome to the SEC, her first batter, a strikeout on the outside corner. It has great wiggle, and you can see by the take of Rhodey, she started that backside going for it, but then it just spinned away from her, nailing that outside corner.
2 down, and the first pitch to Jamie McKay inside. Carly Shelton, the runner on second, came up with the RBI double to extend the lead. Coached this one foul. as a hitter when a new pitcher comes in a situation like this? How do you play catch up and get to know them?
You really have to use the batter in front of you. But in this case, McKay only being the second batter, you really do have to be on time from the jump. Your on deck is where you get that timing. So then when you see the ball over the plate, you can go for it.
Off speed in for a strike. Evens the count 1-1. Crowd loves that one.
And Jill, I just mentioned being on time, but Hardenberger hadn't showed them that change, so it's really hard to be on time with the fast, and then her second speed a change.
McKay reaches, fouls that one off. So for the second straight batter, Hardenberger ahead in the count. Hard grounder over to short, the throw, and it's in time. Hardenberger comes in, goes 1, 2, 3. Lady Vols now down to their final 3 outs as we head to the bottom of the 7th. South Carolina on top, 5-1. The Gamecocks able to scatter 2 runs in the 3rd and keep the momentum going. Tennessee has been struggling to play catch up, and a big reason why Jory Hurd in the circle has been dealing today.
She has been on fire, especially with her curveball, her go-to pitch, but her changeup's really been able to offset it. The biggest difference from today with South Carolina's pitching and yesterday was Jordy Hurd hasn't given up a mistake pitch over the heart of the plate. Yesterday, Tennessee was able to hit 3 home runs on mistake pitches. She's been doing a great job working off the plate.
First pitch to Meredith Barnhart. She ropes through the 5-6 hole. Lady Vols get that much-needed leadoff hit in the bottom of the 7th.
Barnhart, not your everyday starter, given the opportunity today, and she's been attacking from pitch number 1. What I like about this swing is it's on the heart of the plate, and she's able to stay through it. Through that extension, keeping those knocking knuckles lined up.
Tennessee with a runner aboard. Now Maddie Rutan at the plate, trying to keep it going. First pitch, grounds over to 3rd. South Carolina thought about turning 2, but will get the lead out. So 1 away as Rutan switches places with Barnhart.
And Jill, you mentioned how great Hurd has been, but I think that thing that stands out the most to me is those scattered hits. Nothing has been back-to-back. She gave up that first hit to Barnhart, immediately shuts down the momentum of Tennessee by going right at Maddie Rutan, rolling that ground ball. And as an offense, it's really tough to get something going when nothing's happening back-to-back. It feels like you get a little and then take 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
Looks like Tennessee will turn to a pinch hitter, also pinch runner as well. Zoe Schuler will be the pinch runner at first. And the pinch hitter for the Lady Vols, McCall Sims, the freshman, Martin, Tennessee native, stepping up to the plate. Big moment here for the freshman. Takes strike one outside. Sims most recently came in their game against Ole Miss. So has been a part of SEC action, trying to help out Lady Vols here. Grounder over to second. The flip to 2 is in time, and the double play to end the game. South Carolina's defense has been stout all game long, and the Gamecocks finish it with a game-ending double play.
And what a way to end it. It starts with Jory Hurd staying consistent with that curveball on the outside, rolling the ball to Anderson at second base, and then being able to turn the double play. South Carolina knew they were going to have to play clean defense to get a win, or maybe even a series win in this series. And just all aspects of the game clicking, pitching, defense, and then the clutch hitting to seal it.
South Carolina on top, gets the win 5-1. Jory Hurd with her first complete game of the season was lights out in the circle, helping the Gamecocks even the series 1-1. That will do it for us here in Knoxville. For my partner, Riley West, our director, Tom McCoy, producer, Stacia Patterson, and also our wonderful graphics team, I'm Jill Jelnick saying so long from Rocky Top. South Carolina evens the series 1-1. We send it over to Game 3 tomorrow, 6 p.m. on ESPN.